flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Adjourn.
Here.
Is there a motion we adjourn?
Madam Mayor, I'd like to make a motion that we go into the executive session right now for personnel.
I think we have to ask to amend the rules to go into executive session, because the executive session is not on the agenda.
Right now.
So we have to make a motion to amend the agenda.
Yeah, I'll retract my motion. I'll make a motion that we amend the agenda.
Suspend the rules for amending the agenda.
Did I get a second from trustee Myers to reject your? Can we get another motion restated, please?
Sorry, you're saying that motion to suspend the rules to amend the agenda to go into executive session for personnel. We have a motion and a second on the floor. Any comments, questions? Hearing none, village clerk, please call roll.
Benson.
Yes.
Burgess.
Yes.
Hicks.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Poskett. Williams. Yes.
Stay tuned for Stacy. That was
Here.
Myers. Poskett. Williams.
Move to items, any public comments? All questions, comments, Mr. Justice, the mayor, speaker will give 3 minutes to comment on topic on the agenda, item only. The speaker is allowed to speak one time, caption.
Brenda Houston, Mr. Mayor, did you, Mr. Acting Mayor, did you have a chance to ask get information from my questions I asked? You said that you don't have an answer for me.
You asked a question about the, garbage bill. I never,
Was it a full parking thing? And, so you're supposed to find out how many vacant houses you have to?
all right. Go ahead. Really ask the rest of your questions and get back to those.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. I got a phone. What'd you say?
First of all, I have to get Mohan, Commissioner Mohan will get back with you on those questions, but tonight is on agenda item only.
Okay, now, according to the, council seat what you had back on the desk, it's dated, February 2010 to, February 2013. According to this, council seat report, I'm not quite understanding how were these things, paid for out of this money, has a date on the top, started at 2010 at the top. Also, I would like to know, down here you got dedicated,
I will give all the information to her by tomorrow morning.
By tomorrow morning? Okay. All right.
I didn't hear anything what you're saying. You guys mumbling, I'm mumbling.
I will provide all the information to you by tomorrow morning, whatever questions you have. If you're going to be here between 8 and 4 p.m. tomorrow, whenever you want, come in. I will get you all the information you have. Day after tomorrow morning.
Thursday? Okay,
You
what
can
about,
come anytime you want to. I will provide all.
what about the 5.5 million?
Do you have anything you want to respond to? Or-
Is water rates gonna be raised to say that?
Yeah.
You want me to start?
Is there anything you want to respond to?
The water rate was voted to be raised to $7.50 per thousand gallons effective this month. That will pay for that loan.
Okay, and what about the 55,000 for the, shredder? You guys said you paid up to date.
First of all, no one ever said we take up the date. What we said was, when we taken this position back in November the 8th, only half a payment was made for the month of August. Since coming in this position, we have finished the other half of the payment for the month of August. September's been paid, October's been paid, and November has been paid. And tonight is for December, correct? So December will be paid, which means we only owe Schrader after tonight is being paid, we will only owe them for January and February, before we're all caught up.
And what about the $11,000 for the?
Okay, hang on, excuse me, this is not, we're going back and forth, okay? Any other questions? I think Mr. Mohammed has the majority of the questions for the finance. We're not doing a debate back and forth.
I'm not debating, I'm asking you, did you finish my question? You finished answering my question?
Is there anyone else that has any other questions they'd like to answer? Okay, so,
No, you don't have
Christine,
any answers as usual.
next.
There you go. That's right.
I am Francine Anderson, and I live at 1606 216th Street. And I have several questions, and I assume since you've been asking Ms. Houston, maybe I'll rephrase them, and then maybe you'll see if that way it'll be an appropriate way to answer the question. First of all, Schrader, at 2 meetings ago, you did say out of your mouth that we were up to date and that we had paid up to December. This date that is showing on the payment for the day says November 30th, sir. Also, at the meeting on last week, I want to be clear, because I was at that meeting, and I am talking about, in case you want to make sure, we're talking about 7B, the water improvement plan. You stated that the IEPA and the Attorney General is making you guys do some improvements to the water plant, as well as they're making you put up in that line. You can clear those up to me and make sure that I am repeating exactly what I heard. Back to your accounts payable, I'm also interested in trying to figure out on page 1 on the back, it says general fund editor. I would like to know the morning bands, you pay $40 for, what are they for exactly? Bus ambulance on page 2, we are paying them $5,000, and you say this is for January 15th. I just want to make sure that this is as up to date as we are, since we are having some confusion about what has been paid and what has not been paid. And also, sir, I would like to know at the top, are you approving stuff that as of today, February 26th? At the top of your document, it says February 1st, 2010 to February 28th, 2013. So can we please make some corrections before you approve this accounts payable? For the water leak detection survey, I understand that Robinson had 2 firms. Last meeting, you can give me one. I'd like to know who the firms for the other 2 people who were not available at the meeting, who might not know. And for the block grant under E, number 6, I would like to know why is it that Charlotte cannot be included, and Charlotte is a block in which you know only have 10 houses that is connected to 216th Street, which you are planning on approving today. You guys see one more time? I have one question.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, wait to tell you when I'm done, man. In the approval of the executive session minutes, I would like to know for the January 25th, 2011, first and second, February 8th, 2011, first and second, will the village clerk have those times exactly dated and noted? And when will these copies be available for the public? And I don't want to get them off my house, I would like to have the copies printed from the village. You pay good money and you can afford to give me a 5-cent copy. One other statement. Pay accounts payable, board meetings, and the rest of the and other questions, oh, I do have one more.
Time's up.
I noticed that,
Time's up.
when my time is up, you know, we do what?
All right,
Attorneys, you have Robinson, Schultz, and Nicholas under the police department.
your time is up. All right,
You said
so.
you put all the, attorneys together, so we can save money. How we save money, we added another,
Ms. Anderson,
Law firm.
your time is up.
yeah.
And, for the Schrader, I'll go back to what I said over a week ago, was we were caught up, all we owed them was December, January, and February. And I'll say again tonight, after the accounts payable was approved, we will owe them January and February. So I made it very clear last time I made the statement that once it was approved, that how much we owe them. So we are moving forward on getting Schrader caught up to where they're supposed to be. Again, as of November the 8th, they had only received a half a payment going all the way back to August. So I think the board is doing a good job on getting this back amount that's was sitting on the back that's paid off. Nor is fund to the loan return.
Yes, as far as, there was a question about the EPA and the Attorney General. EPA and the Attorney General are requiring that well number 3 go back online. In the formula that's needs to be met by the village. Because sufficient water supply to the village and its residents. That's a requirement, it's going to, in the consent order, it's being signed off by the judge. That's a requirement. As far as the infrastructure, they're also asking for that to be done. There's a timeline that includes the infrastructure, the underground piping that's leaking, that's contained in the consent order. The village is ever to have any hope of getting Lake Michigan water, that has to be fixed, before you get Lake Michigan water.
Is that available? Or the copy of exactly what you just said for the public, please?
Once it's signed by the judge, which will go before him on Thursday, prior to that,
Friday, what time, sir? And what room?
I don't know, I can get it to you.
Please, you have my email.
All right, anyone else? Okay, hearing none or seeing none, we'll move to item 3, reports of officers. Move to item 8, the mayor's report. Two things I'd like to talk about tonight. On February the 20th, 2013, I attended the Little Calumet River Waste Water Planning Council meeting representing the village. Found out that there's a project to reduce flooding at Fort Heights between Route 30 and Kennedy. And as we reviewed the plans, we noticed that they were using the Deer Creek, they were diverting the water to prevent flooding down to Deer Creek, which is just north of our industrial site. So it's good that I was able to be at that meeting. So I also at that time asked that they would verify that as they reduce flooding in Fort Heights, it's not going to increase any flooding in our industrial site because it's important, especially we call it tip number 3, that we don't have flooding and it doesn't affect us building in the future. So that was a good meeting. Second meeting I attended was on February 21st, something that Sauk Village Mayor hasn't done in quite a while. Was I attended as a voting member at the South Bend Mayors and Managers Association. Some good news we're bringing back to the village residents that in the spring they're looking at getting a hazardous waste collection. They're looking at Richmond Park. As we get this information, we'll make sure we bring it back to you. AT&T had a representative there that talked about some of the programs they've got going on. Right now, they have a stop texting and driving campaign. And they're asking that we get this information back to our residents of our communities. You can also go to www.itcanwait.com. So they've got a whole entire campaign on not texting and driving. Met with IDOT at that meeting, and it looks like the resurfacing from 83rd all the way to Stager Road it's very high on the list of things to be done, and they're providing the information. I'll get more information, but that road work will start about the same time all of our road work around here. So starting in April, there's going to be a ton of road work happening within the village and coming through the village. So, which is good. These roads need to be resurfaced. One of the projects talking to IDOT in 2014 is on the corner of 394 and Sauk Trail coming into Sauk Village. They're extending the turning lanes and going to 2 turning lanes. They've got the plans and everything approved, and it looks like for sure it will be on the 2014 budget year. In May of this year, South Florida Mayors and Managers is doing a trip down to Springfield with mayors, and I told them at this time to put Sauk Village down, to go, that I would pay for my trip, to go with the rest of the mayors, to go down and meet with our state representatives in Springfield to talk about current laws, current bills, and especially the ones that are affecting the south suburbs, so that we can make sure that we have a voice. And right now, there looks like there's probably going to be anywhere between 15 and 25 mayors from the south suburbs going down to Springfield. So it's going to be a great trip, and it's a great opportunity for Sauk Village to be represented. Also had a chance to meet with Janice Morrissey from the Chicago Southland Housing Community Development Collaborative, and we were able to talk to them about the land bank and the houses that are being donated to Sauk Village, and what we can do about getting the land bank to take these houses or either purchase them from Sauk Village, and they would do all the work and put them back on the, and more or less sell them, get them back on the tax rolls for us. So I've got another meeting with them. I had a meeting scheduled for last Tuesday, which got pushed off to, I think it's March 5th or so, I have to look at my calendar, where we're meeting with the Cook County Economic Development Director, the Cook County Planning Development Director, and try to get, again, some other individuals from the Metropolitan Mayor's Caucus to come in, along with South Florida Mayors and Managers, to review the Dawn project, how we lost that, to review what Indiana tax incentives that Indiana gave them, which we all know was 75% tax abatement, and how that as communities in Illinois, how can we combat the incentives and things that they're giving in Indiana. And again, hopefully we can get a coalition together that we can reach out to the governor and to our state representatives to find out, what can communities like ours do. And again, talking to them, we are not only challenged with Indiana, we're also challenged with other counties. Especially when you look at Will County, how much cheaper their tax rate per square foot is also. We're right on the tip of Cook County, so it becomes very difficult. So we have that coming up. Let's see here. The other thing too is on Sunday mornings, I started a Meet the Mayor, somewhere that's a neutral location, where if residents would like to come out, talk to me about what's happening in your neighborhoods, if you're having gang activity, if you have street lights out, if you have street problems. You can come to Dunkin' Donuts on Sunday mornings between 8 and 9, usually it lasts about 9:30, 10 o'clock sometimes. But bring your issues. If you don't feel comfortable coming to a village board meeting, if you want someone to know that you're talking, you're giving this information, I will be available there as your mayor to get that information. And what we'll do is we'll take the information and make sure it gets back to the department heads, if it's the police department, public works, or whoever, code enforcement. So that ends my report. Move to village clerk.
Thank you, sir. First of all, I Mayor Hanson. I was looking for direction from the board. These notices have to be posted properly. So I'm thinking we could have one on a Saturday, which would be March 23rd, prior to the senior forum, more like around 11 o'clock. Have one on Tuesday prior to a committee meeting, April 2nd. There's 2 hearings that are required before April 9th election. So I'm looking for direction from the board to see if those dates are agreeable. I need to know as soon as possible. And secondly, I have 2 huge projects that I'm working on from 2 different attorneys regarding 2 different cases of litigation. I just wanted to make the board aware that you're going to be asked to respond to some emails. You're going to be asked to set up some dates for depositions. So far, the attorneys are not getting good responses from the trustees. We need to, these are important matters. They need to be followed up on quickly. And not responding to the emails from the attorneys will only be detrimental to the village. I'd also like to thank the staff and one special volunteer who has helped me to compile over 2,000 pieces of information for one case in particular. Both cases hit my desk at the same time. Both cases were immediate things that had to be handled within 5 days. And so far, we're meeting our deadlines. But I need the trustees to work with me on that, please. And another thing I'd like to say, our new copier is at the Village Hall as of yesterday. And it's working very well. And I want to thank you very much, Sherry Jasinski and Mohan Rao, for helping and assisting when they came to install it, for setting up everybody's passcode. Not everybody will need a passcode in order to make copies. So that's a cost savings that I think we will see a lot of savings from that. So I'm very excited about it. So thank you, Sherry, Mohan, for all your help in getting that set up. And continuing to work with the employees on how to work it. It's actually very easy. Getting back to copies, residents asked for copies of the minutes. The copies of the minutes were always put on the back table, and as a rule, the board decided as a cost-saving measure. We discussed it. Several copies were thrown away week after week. We had, in 1 month alone, in 1 quarter, we had 17,000 to 20,000 excessive copies at 9/10%. That costs a lot of money. It does add up. I've been throwing away paper for many, many, many months. I do, however, comply with anybody who asks for copies of the minutes. You can send a FOIA, you can give me a phone call, you can leave a note in my box. I am more than happy to provide copies of any minutes that have been approved by this board, including the minutes that will be approved tonight. All you have to do is contact me. I'll be more than happy to see those minutes. Executive session minutes, if they are approved and released, will be available the very next day. Any minutes, board and committee that are approved by this board are available on the internet within hopefully 48 to 72 hours, or as soon as the internet person can get them online. And lastly, Mr. Mayor, I would like for someone to please, at the point where we're approving minutes, to suspend the rules and amend the agenda for the last item, 9R, to actually approve that, to approve the close. That's one set that the attorney decided that they were going to put those close. So the rest can be approved and released, but make sure I request that when a motion is made, that it's amended to say approve and close. And that's all I have. Thank you very much.
Madam Clerk, you made a statement at the beginning, you said water aggregation, or was that supposed to be electric?
I'm sorry, you're absolutely right. Guys, thank you very much for correcting me. Electric aggregation.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I think we need to go back and verify because the electric aggregation, the public hearings are called by 9. That was included in the budget.
I asked me to make that announcement tonight. That means they're actually going to be the ones coming in to do that.
Right.
But I'm going to have to post the agendas. So I'm just asking for approval from the board. If those dates are good, I'd like to know as soon as possible. You have to have 2 weeks' notice, and before you know it, they will be here.
Any other business? All right. Move to village treasurer, Ms. Harmon. Village attorney, Mr. McGrath. Village engineer, Mr. Johnny.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First of all, we were informed by IDOT that the 223rd Street construction will be scheduled to start on May 1st. Secondly, on the agenda tonight are MFT resolutions and agreements for this year's street reconstruction program. In case anybody wasn't here last week, these are the streets to be included. 215th Place from Peterson Avenue to Jeffrey Avenue. Luella Court, 225th Street Court, Merrill Court, 223rd Place And then that also includes 223rd Street from Nichols Avenue to Murphy Avenue. Next, there's also a resolution for submittal of the CDBG application and a reminder that this is due to Cook County by March 8th. That's for next year's CDBG funding. And then finally, you also have Robinson's recommendation for the leak detection survey project award. The two firms are M.E. Simpson and Associated Technical Services. And we are recommending the award to Associated Technical Services. It's our opinion that both firms will do a good job, but we believe based on our reference investigation that ATS will do a better job locating the infrastructure leaks, and with the number of leaks in the village like we still has, it becomes pretty critical that all those leaks are discovered. So it's our opinion that ATS is worth the additional cost. And that concludes my report. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Move the reports from trustees and board members. Trustee Wentz. Here, move to item D, orders review. Committee, trustee Myers.
Mr. Mayor, I just have a brief report. First of all, I want to thank all the residents that contacted me. They have some new cards and everything. I am on the way of recovery, 4 or 5 weeks of rehab to do. And trust me, it's rough. I'm presently working also up there with the clerk and the attorneys. We have our code book to the point where now the attorney is looking at it, makes their recommendations on some law stuff, and then we'll review it, we'll send it back, and then the Unicode will send us the final draft, and then we'll review it. But it's still on its way. As soon as the attorney gets back, we'll check it out. Also, this month we'll meet and have a ordinance review committee meeting. I apologize for not having the last two, but we're back on track now. We'll get going. That's all I have, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, trustee. Economic Development Committee, trustee Burgess.
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to say, I told everyone that at the last meeting that Jacobson Trucking was moving into the existing building where Old Bear Payne is. They were taking the rest of that building up. They have since took the rest of the building. I went there and asked them about jobs. They're using the same people that Bear Payne is using, and also Warehouse Specialties, which is Davis Temp Agency. They're located in Matson, I believe, and you have to go there and fill out an application for those positions that are there. Also, I received a letter from Enbridge. I don't think we talked about this one at all, but what they're planning on doing is bringing a crude oil line through the village. It's going to affect some of the households, but not a lot of them. But I'll read their letter that states, as you may already know, Enbridge Energy Limited Partnership is proposing to expand its pipeline system in this area. Generally, along the existing pipeline routes, we operated in Illinois and Indiana for many years. This particular line is called Line 78. It involves constructing approximately 77 miles of crude oil pipeline from Illinois to Indiana. Line 78 will begin at Enbridge Flanagan Terminal in Pontiac, Illinois, and travel northeast to Enbridge Terminal near Griffin, Indiana, which means it will come through our area, come through the village. The diameter of the pipe will be around 36 inches. They're having forums for residents that would like to know information throughout the areas. Kankakee, Peatone, Sauk Village, and Cherville, Indiana. I'll get this posted out as soon as possible, but the one for Sauk Village, and this is where you will come to ask questions, will be March 13th on a Wednesday from 5 to 7 p.m. here at the Village Hall. Again, March 13th from 5 to 7 p.m. here at the Village Hall. You can ask questions then of how it would affect anything, or they would answer everything that you need to know, and it would probably let you know where it's going to come through at. So I just got this today, so this came in the mail, so I'll forward it to you. I think we copy it, and you can post this on the website or wherever we need to post it so people can find out about this.
It's, just so everyone knows, we've already approved that we
Yeah, any resident that it affects, they've already received a letter, right? And that'll be something that they'll deal with that person. It won't go through the village. So if you receive a letter from Enbridge, that's ENBRIDGE, you would deal directly with them. It wouldn't come to the village, but by now you would know who you are if you got that letter. Also, I'm sorry to say, we're losing businesses in the village, and you know, I don't understand. You know, a lot of it has to do with economics, but a lot of it has to do with the owners of particular buildings too. I'm trying to talk to them and see if they can come up with ways to keep these businesses here. As I stated before, if we don't patronize these businesses, they will not cease. They will cease to leave here and go somewhere else where they can make money. And there goes the money out of the village, and therefore we have to pay the brunt of things because we have no sales tax money, anything else coming in. But I don't know if anyone's been up in the new in the plaza where Fairway is located. You see that the businesses on the west side of the street are going and gone. I found out today that we're getting ready to lose the Chinese restaurant, which has been a mainstay as well as out there. You know, I'm trying to talk to the owner, but he said the money's not there and the rent hasn't gone down. So I don't know. I'm going to try to reach out to the owner of the particular building, but you know, they're hurting too. This continues to keep going. We have a ghost town over there because of that. So I'm just hoping that if you, as I stated before, if you just struggle with the particular business, let that business know that they're not providing what you need them to provide so you can spend your money there. But if we continue to lose them, then that's exactly there goes our economic development, and then there goes a lot of other things. But I'm still optimistic that we can bring this back, and I'm pretty sure we can. I'm just hoping that some of these owners of these particular buildings step up to the plate and do what they need to do. If not, then maybe we have to do what we have to do as a village. So that's happening, and I think Sherry has some good news. There's some new things may be happening, but I just wanted to report that we have to start patronizing. The new pizza place where Iuccio's is located, I patronize them. Their pizza is just as good as Iuccio's. If anyone remembers Iuccio's, how it tastes, it's still the same. Matter of fact, to me, it tastes a little better. And if you talk to the guy there, he will make your pizza the way you want it to be made. I mean, he's there for the business. He's there to try to continue to keep getting your business. So just let them know. Just let them know what it is that you like to, see, instead of taking it down somewhere else. At this point, that's my report.
Thank you, trustee. Move to item number D, Public Relations Committee, trustee Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a couple of items. I just wanted to remind everybody that we did have the Sauk articles were due last week, Friday. And just to remind everybody that we are working on getting the Sauk out. Sauk will have candidate info. So I want to remind everybody that that's going to be in there. Keep a lookout for it. Sauk are available at Roach Hall. We usually have them out for the board meetings. And you can, just like minutes, go to the front desk and ask for a copy of one. We want to make sure that everybody has the opportunity to get it out since we don't have the funds to mail it out to homes, but that everybody has the opportunity to get the Sauk so they can make their own choices for the upcoming election. And I wanted to remind everybody that we're still in the process of Student Government Day, and Student Government Day essays will be picked up this Friday with judging and follow. So we're plugging right into the government day. If anybody has any questions or would like to support, please leave myself or the village clerk as well. And as customary, board members usually contribute to Student Government Day. So just want to remind that to people that we're still looking for donations if anybody would like to contribute. And that concludes my report.
Excuse me, trustee. So you said board members usually contribute? Okay. How much do we usually contribute?
It's usually $25.
Oh, I thought it was,
usually.
Oh, it went up. It went up.
25. It's usually been 25. We never push. Just throw it out there. Student government, it's for the kids.
I thought it was 20. Okay.
I'll put mine and I put yours up.
Yeah.
Good job.
All righty. commissions. Go to fire department, police department, 911 commission, Chief Tucker.
Thank you, Mayor and Board. You never did answer. Is that on hold? Since the last board meeting, the police department has taken in 281 calls for service. This includes 3 burglaries, 26 domestics, and 16 arrests. Among those arrested, the police department had an arrest for 1 count of aggravated assault on a policeman and resisting arrest. In reference to the 3 new officers, they began their field training this week and are doing well in answering calls with their designated trainers. Each new officer has been assigned to each of one of the shifts and will rotate trainers in shifts every 3 weeks. Lastly, the 911 committee voted to purchase 2 body-built chairs for the 911 dispatch center. Currently, the dispatchers have been working long hours on the village hall's old conference room chairs. Nuts and bolts and a good screwdriver to keep them together. So those chairs which were delivered today were specifically designed for working long hours and support a wide range of workers. Fire department. Over the past month, the fire department responded to 2 dryer fires. One of the most common causes of dryer fires is when wind traps aren't cleaned as often as they should be. Please remember to clean that trap before and after each use. It takes a second. Read the manufacturer's warnings, and it will show you how to take the trap apart, clean out the filters. Over the past 2 weeks, the fire responded to 14 calls. The fire department responded to the dryer fire, 4 fire alarms, 1 CO, 1 gas leak, 4 ambulance assist, 1 citizen assist, a 1 retreat, and also a stagger on major house fires. And the folks that are in the audience, when I got here to the meeting tonight, we were in Chicago Heights since 1:30 this afternoon on a building fire. And when I got here tonight, they were still out.
Chief,
Yes.
a quick question for you. When you respond to an incident, whether it's ambulance assist or whether it's a fire alarm, how many apparatus do you respond with?
Depends what type of call you get.
Okay. Are your men stationed at the firehouse?
I've got 1 man on duty from 6 in the morning till 6 in the evening. That's an paid engineer slot.
Anybody else come from where
So
they
they all
come?
come from their home. The cold weather, 2 o'clock in the morning, they're either scraping windows or cleaning the snow out of the car.
Do you have a mandatory managing manpower for your apparatuses, such as, have you been given, such as your ambulance, your engine have to have so many men to respond, or have to have so many men meet you at that certain spot, at the lawn, you respond?
Well, okay, number 1, trustee, my people don't go to the scene in their cars. They have to go to the fire station. I have no idea who's gonna show up for these calls until they get to the station. I have certified people to drive all that equipment, and then I have certified firefighters that get on.
So, if you get a call to a home in Sauk Village, your volunteer firemen, who are actually getting paid, don't respond to the scene, they respond to the firehouse when you leave from the firehouse.
On
Scene.
use of apparatus, right?
Okay, all right. Now, you have, I have here on your list here, you have ambulance assist, 7 men, and for an ambulance assist. And then you will have a fire alarm, 4 men. How we, when you say manpower, when you say manpower, is that the amount of men that respond to the call?
No, what that includes, I think we're looking at this.
Yes,
Here.
yes.
All right, that ambulance assist is 16 candlelight. 7 people show up for the call that day. Probably 2 went out on the squad to assist the ambulance.
You need 7 men for ambulance assist?
I don't know where you're trying to go from.
I'm just 7 men for ambulance assist. Okay, and all those men, when they respond, they pay respond to a fire alarm. If it's a fire, then you got 4 men, but here ambulance assist, you have 7 men. Now, a fire alarm, if it's a fire, you're gonna need more than just 4 men, obviously. But on an ambulance assist, you have 7 men. And we
That was just a certain time of the day, you're throwing the dice out there at any different time.
Can you-
2 o'clock in the afternoon, say 3 in the afternoon,
Okay,
we get a dryer fire, I got 4 people, that's usually right about the time you got shift changes, the guys going to work, coming home. So really, it's short.
yeah, you keep it short. On that. But now when those 7 men respond, when you send it, you send it home, now you say they respond to the firehouse, right?
That's correct.
Can you send them home when they get there? You know you don't, do you actually need 7 men for ambulance assist?
Well, you could put it a different way, if you like. Okay, just send me 2. Which 2 of these 7 are gonna show up?
The first 2 show up, you go with the Nichols and call. So if 7 men show up, so do you actually wait for 7 men to show up, or they all get there at the same time?
They're gonna get that one pay, call pay, 1. Whether it's a 1-hour call, if it's an ambulance assist, or if it's a fire.
Okay, but all 7 men, all 7 men get paid, correct?
Correct. If I send them home, they're still gonna get the call pay.
Okay, thank you, Chief.
Chief, I have to ask a question. The call pay is, could you remind me about what the call pay is for 1 hour?
Depending on what their rank is, a firefighter gets $8.25. You wanna get up at 2 o'clock in the morning, come down and join me for $8 in the car, or you go up there and make call.
Move to item B, public works department.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a couple items. With the snowfall we've had lately, we've had pretty good clean streets with not a lot of snow. During the winter time, we tend to collect a lot of the parkways. We're asking for assistance from all residents once the snow melts to not please kick the debris back into the roadway, just please pick it up. That will help us out dramatically. We also, currently we have a streetlight problem on Sauk Trail. Originally it was off. We basically got the thing on permanently now until the park comes in. So it will run day and night. And there's not a specific meter at that location. So we're not being metered anymore for it running 24 hours or 12 hours, depending on how it's running. But when the park comes in, it will be changed and we'll be back on its normal photo cell on-off cycle. East side of town, still ongoing with the shut-off list, started last week. We're continuing this week as weather permits. We had an exploratory dig on 220 Strasburg Avenue, 22344 Strasburg Avenue. We are currently backfilling that hole. The location that we dug, there was no water coming up in that area. It moved on down the street, but then it kind of disappeared. So we're not quite sure if it's a water leak or it's possibly a residential field tile or an old farmer's field tile under the ground that's just leaching water now. So we're going to keep an eye on it, and hopefully during this leak survey that we're going to hopefully go down here, we'll be able to add that to the area again and see if they can find anything else further on down the street. Hydrant, we had a 223rd Street Nichols hydrant scheduled for last week. With all the weather conditions, all of a sudden it seems like, and that's pending still. This week it was supposed to be set up again for Wednesday. The rest of this week, according to the weather, is pretty much every day snow in the forecast or some type of weather event, snow, ice, rain, sleet, etc. So as we get a moment, probably won't happen until next week. We will probably schedule again for Wednesday midweek. Truck repairs during the snow event. We've had a few tire flats. We've had a few vehicles go down. Our vehicles that we have right now, we have 2 that are currently 21 years old. And they are frontline trucks, and then the 2 other ones are 18 and 16 years old. So they're getting older, they're going to need more repairs, or we're going to have to replace them sooner. During snow events, every snow event, usually we have mailbox calls. And usually the mailbox calls are due to property maintenance issues. They're not usually due to snowplows hitting them. Any call that comes in, every call that comes in from any complaint of any resident, we will go to each location, we will evaluate the mailbox itself. If the thing is in poor condition, which we've already spoke to the code enforcement department to assist us possibly, But if they're in poor condition, we will not repair them. They're just a day waiting to blow down, and it just happened, it snowed, and it's not a responsibility to repair stuff, it's proper maintenance. But if it is damaged by the plow, or the snow snaps off for some reason, heavy snow, we will replace it, or we will put a temporary one in until we can replace it. We are also a bunch of miscellaneous jobs around town due to the weather, during the time we can't spend outside. Currently, we did get the part back for the scoreboard in the community center gym over there, and that should be going up depending on weather conditions in the next couple days. Through several complaints around town, we've had a bunch of pothole complaints. We've addressed all the complaints that residents have called in or addressed directly. But of course, we don't ride around the streets, every street every day. With the manpower we have, we don't have a lot of people, so we've asked in the past and continue to ask if residents have any concerns of anything in town, please call the village hall and notify us. And then we will send somebody to check it out, and if it's something we can address right away, we will. If not, we will at least let them know some rough schedule of when it will be taken care of. And that concludes my motion.
Move to Administrative Services, Mr. Benson. Sherry.
Just to touch base, Chung Shan Shop is closing February 28th, will be their last day. And I just got notification today that Key Foods will be closing, probably by the end of the month. On the lighter side of things, I received a call from a gentleman today in a title company might be possibly going into the old 7-Eleven. They'll have to have permits and, for work, and they'll get their business license. He's going to get back in contact with me. And the Jeffrey Avenue apartment has been taken down. I don't know. I've got a lot of complaints the way it looked. I haven't heard from nobody that it looks nice now, but it is down. And the north side of the town will be seeing the water increase on this water bill that's scheduled to be ran on Thursday, and the water bills will probably be going out Friday or Monday, and that increase will be on there. And that concludes my report.
Finance Director, Mr. Earl.
Thank you, Mayor, for the question. As of today, we have in bank account balance in First Midwest about $48,983.13, and water fund we have $80,298.18. And yesterday we sent about 750 late notices for non-payment of water. That means approximately about $40,000 to $50,000 in that payment that needs to be collected. And in Illinois funds, we have a balance of $356,936. Out of $356,936, and 6 chunk of money came in from the county treasurer's office towards tax credit.
What fund was that one? What fund was that?
Illinois funds. That ends my report.
Come on, a question for you. Of these 750, that's not confidential job, share. Of the 750 late notice, have you guys ever contacted any of these residents and asked them why they're not paying their water bill?
Not his job.
They get the warning notice with the due date, 2 weeks prior to after that due date, to pay those bills. If they don't pay those bills, then they run the shut-off list, and then Kevin's department goes and shuts the water off, and then they'll come in usually to pay the bill to get it turned back on. We don't have the manpower to go to everybody and ask them why they're not paying their bill.
These 750, say residents, they actually living in the homes, all of them, all of them?
Yeah, well, what some of them are is residents that have water service accounts that haven't paid a bill in quite a long time. And the V-box, there was something wrong with the V-boxes and they can't get them shut off, so they're not paying anything. I mean, they just keep getting bills, on top of bills, and they're not paying anything. So we turn those over to MoPine, and he's in turn turning them over to the collection agency. And I don't know
brand new meters and all that stuff.
These are boxes that are out in front of homes that
Okay,
they
it's box.
put in to shut.
Right.
They're stuck with rocks, so Public Works can't shut them off, or there's a part in there that's broke.
Well, Public Works should know about these V boxes, as you call them, that cannot be shut off. And you, as you said, it's been going on for so long, it should have been taken care of a long time ago. Okay, thank you.
Sherry, on this, we want to shut off. When they don't pay, you give them 30 days, they don't come in and pay it, then what's the next step? Could you explain that section,
What happens?
You know, people.
What happens is they get their regular water bill, if it's not paid by that due date, then they get a red and white notice, which is the shut-off notice. So for instance, if your bill is due February 20th, you'll have 2 weeks after that date to have that bill paid in full with the penalty. If the bill and the penalty is not paid, Cindy manually runs the shut-off list and provides it to the water department, and then they schedule a date that they go out and they shut their water off for non-payment.
So they do have a time period that they can come in and discuss their problem with you, or would they go to the mayor if they have a particular problem that they need assistance on? Would they be going to see you, or?
That's correct, and if we can't assist them, we refer them to the mayor, and then the mayor will talk to them and figure out what the situation is.
Okay, anybody took the opportunity to come in and there was 750 shut-offs?
I believe there's been a few that have talked to the acting mayor. I don't know what the outcome was. They might, you might have worked something out with them. It's done case by case.
All right, thank you.
One question, Mr. Wood. Mr. Wood, during the period of, I remember hearing you say that time past you had repaired all of the meters. Everybody should have had new meters in their home. During those times, why weren't those V-boxes repaired also?
It's all about money. It's a lot of money involved, a lot of manpower
Did y'all want to ask about the manpower? You need manpower? Okay. So your manpower is very, very necessary, isn't that correct?
And it's, I'd like to say that I want to try to get a fantastic job with what they have. And digging those up takes a lot of work and time and, like you said, money. So, and those are things that's on our list to start getting those repaired so that we can start going after some of these people who are not paying their water bills because their water cannot be turned off.
I'm sorry, one more question. So Kevin, when your manpower was cut, it was during the time that the budget was cut, correct?
The manpower was cut 2.5 years ago.
Okay, the budget was cut 2.5 years ago also. The budget was cut not by a financial expert, but it was cut by this board. Did not know what they were doing. I just want you to know that. Thank you.
But he's part of the board.
All right. Goes down to the previous administration. So this administration is looking forward, so, which was led by the mayor. We would item E, emergency services, disaster agency, Mr. Johnson.
Thank you, Mayor, from February 8th to February 22nd, as a response to 2 different incidents with the fire department, and also to the public, as I know this is, with all the snow out there, this is, you're gonna laugh, but March 18th, Richland Park is hosting a severe weather spotters class for tornado spotting. It's open to the public. It's March 18th at 7 p.m. at the Richland Park Community Center, which is adjacent to your village hall. So that concludes the report.
To the senior committee, Ms. Lindstrom. You can get her a mic. Better. Give her a mic.
Thank you, Acting Mayor. Thanks. Just a reminder, the first installment of your tax bill is due this Friday, March 1st, or a 1.5% monthly penalty will apply per the state law. The tax exemption credit will appear on the second installment of your tax bill. The Monday Sunshiners next meeting will be held on March 4th, 7 p.m. The Leisure Timers will meet tomorrow, February 27th at 2 p.m. And their March 13th meeting is canceled due to the Enbridge pipeline presentation. Every Sunday at 3 p.m. is the Fun Club free basic line dance class for their members. Their invitations were mailed to all the candidates last Tuesday for the forum on March 9th and 23rd from 1 to 3 p.m. However, the time may be extended for the March 9th forum to accommodate the 14 trustee candidates. The March 23rd will be for mayoral and village clerk candidates. The website for questions from the village voting public is svfunclub@hotmail.com. It's available for questions from the village voting public, and you do need your name and address. However, only the first name will be even mentioned during the question. All three senior organizations are still looking for new members, age 50 and up. Their dues are $10, $14, and $15 respectively annually. Every Sunday, the Sauk Village Bluegrass meet from 6 until 10 p.m. The event is free, and a free will donation is taken to cover the cost of beverage and paper supplies. The United Church of Christ is holding their annual trivia night on Saturday, March 16th. Cost is $5 per person. The money goes toward the prize. Children 12 and under are free. The next Boone Township Senior Community Lunch, Step into Spring, is on Wednesday, March 20th at the Glenwood Golf Course. Tickets are available for the Senior Department at Boone Township on Ulster. Cost is $4 for Township Seniors, $8 for non-Township Seniors. Friday, March 15th is the deadline to purchase tickets. The next Senior Committee free blood pressure screening program co-sponsored with Plan for all village residents, not just seniors, and village employees scheduled for Monday, March 4th from 1 to 2. For seniors age 50 and older, regardless of residency, a Zumba Gold free class is scheduled this Saturday, March 2nd, and also every first and third Saturday from 1 to 1:45. The next free computer classes are scheduled on Thursday and Friday, March 21st for current students and for them to practice, and on the 22nd for pre-registered new students at 1 p.m. This is for the village seniors and seniors belonging to one of the senior organizations. You can see the posted updated flyers and also in the literature rack for future schedules. The next free monthly senior movie, Something the Lord Made, at McConaughey Library, is on Monday, March 11th at 12:30. We will not do blood pressure screening that day. It's optional. You can bring a brown bag lunch. However, the library will provide refreshment. Free tax preparation is still done by appointment only at Boone Township Senior Apartment and McConaughey Library. The next senior committee meeting is this coming Thursday, March 14th, 5 p.m. at the Senior Center. Thank you. This ends my report.
Thank you. To the Human Relations Commission, the Beautification Committee, Ms. Campbell Pruitt, before she wasn't here tonight, she just asked me to give a report that the Human Relations Commission will be having a voters registration drive on March 6th at Walgreens from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Move to Housing Authority.
No report.
Thank you, sir. Move to ordinances and resolutions, and number 6, A, motion to approve DLR 09111 resolution for improvement by the municipality under the Illinois Highway Code. Is there a motion to approve? That motion, is there a second? That motion is second. Questions and comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call roll.
Benson.
No.
Burgess.
Yes.
Myers. Hoskin. Williams.
Yes.
Hanks.
Yes. Item B, motion to approve motion carries. Item B, motion to approve BLR 05512, preliminary construction and engineering services agreement for motor fuel tax funds. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion and second, questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call the roll.
Benson.
No.
Burgess.
Yes.
Myers. Huskin. Williams. Hanks.
Yes, motion carries. Item number C, motion to approve BLR 05520, maintenance engineering to be performed by a consultant engineer. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Got a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Got a motion and a second, questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call the roll.
Benson.
No.
Burgess.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Huskin. Williams. Hanks.
Yes, motion carries. Item number D, motion to approve BLR 14230, resolution for maintenance of streets and highways by municipality under the Illinois Highway. Is there a motion to approve?
Second.
Motion is second. Is there any questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call the roll.
Benson.
No.
Burgess.
Yes.
Myers. Huskin. Williams. Hanks.
Yes, motion carries. Item E, resolution authorizing and directing the submission of an application to the County of Cook, Illinois, requesting community development block grant funds for program year 2013 for the village of Sauk Village, Illinois. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Okay. Motion and second. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call the roll.
Benson.
No.
Burgess.
Yes.
Myers. Huskin. Williams. Hanks.
Yes. Item number 7, new business. A, motion to approve accounts payable and disbursements for February 13th, 2013 through February 26th, 2013. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
A motion, is there a second?
Second.
Yeah, motion is second, question or comments?
Question.
Trustee Bridges.
Mohan, the amount that you quoted for water fund, that's gonna be separate, correct?
Right.
And now, are we using that money? Is that money that's there, is that part of what we're trying to pay back, or that we just accumulate?
Moving forward, from next tax levy coming in, moving forward, I'm going to retransfer back all the money that pertains to water fund. Right now we have enough funds to cover.
No,
We're going to need to transfer.
No, that's not my question. I wasn't asking about being transferred. I'm looking at the amount that you stated that we had in the water fund. Okay, that's what came in through the water fund? That's not what, that reason
That's
I'm
right.
asking, that's not nothing that we put in there, that's what accumulated from, okay?
Water fund comes.
Correct, so in other words, the money that we owe to the water fund, we're gonna start paying that back once we take it. Okay, but my question was that water fund money that's there is part of the money that is allocated, that came out of the water.
That's right.
Payments, okay. And, all right, so we do have the money to pay our,
Regular.
right, I see that. Okay.
Trustee Williams? I thought you said a question.
It was brought to our attention that a couple of public works people were hired
That's right.
without the board's approval. Is that budgeted? We have a budget for that? Are they in the budget?
They were not in the budget. And enough money for 2 employees
Where
available.
will the money come from to pay them?
It comes from the water fund, water bill.
So we're going to be borrowing money from the water fund?
Right.
Okay.
It comes from the water bill.
Okay, water billing.
Water
billing.
Bill.
Oh, okay. All right.
The revenue is generated through water bill.
Hold on. I'm asking him a question, Mr. Mayor. Let him respond, please. Now, another question, Mr. Mohan. On page 3, Blackstone and Woodman. I just need some clarification on this here. You got TIF 3 plan review and inspection. I see you got September, you have October, you have October, well, 2 bills for October for the same plan review and inspection. And you have 2 for December. Who's doing the review and who's doing the inspection? And what are they?
Those are the inspection conducted there are different properties in District 2 and 3.
They can do them all at one time?
No, they can't. Whenever we require them to come and inspect, they'll come and inspect. And also, whenever they provide the services, at the time they will bill us separately.
Okay. I have never seen a report of an inspection for our tips.
I can get the report from Baxter.
Should we have received the reports as soon as they completed their?
Sure.
We should have received those reports, but this is now February, and we did one in September, we haven't seen a report of that.
Probably we should have received. If not, I will get the copy.
Thank you.
First of all, there's something, Mr. Mohan misunderstood what you were asking.
Oh, he did?
First of all.
How will you speak
first
to him when he understood?
Trustee.
How you gonna speak to him when he understood? You gonna tell me how the man thinks now? Tell me how he's thinking?
Trustee, you're out of order.
Oh, you out of order.
Trustee, out of order. So I let you have.
How you gonna tell me how he's thinking? I don't wanna hear it, I really don't.
I don't care what you want to hear.
I know you don't. I'm done.
So, I know you are. So, I just wanted to make sure that there was 2 employees that were brought back to work. And they were brought back because it was a budgeted item that was budgeted in this budget year. And it was discussed during budget hearings, and it was discussed going back to September and October. And we received reports going back further than that from Kevin talking about the employees. So, when you asked about if those employees were budgeted, yes, those employees were budgeted, and it was part of the budget, and it was discussed during the budget hearings. So, we just want to make sure that we make that clear, and those individuals are being paid from the water and sewer fund, which that's the company or the part of the village that they're working for. So, just to make sure we clear that up, because I know how you like to bully people, and he shouldn't have to be bullied from you, just because you're sitting up here.
Not bullying, it was a question.
All right, there's a motion second.
Have you asked a question, we got it back in.
She's not talking.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk.
I have another question, Mr. Mayor. I have another question. During the time of your conversation about doing the budget meeting that you guys had, when there was no expert financial directors there, was there a decision actually made? I'm hearing in the back there was not. You saying up here there was. Members on this board back there are saying there was never a discussion, or if there was a discussion, nothing was concluded from the discussion. Now you're saying that there is. So you just doing what you want to do, and not only that, it seems like you are doing what you told the previous mayor he could not do. Go answer that question, you don't have to.
So there's a motion second, do you have more comment?
Yes. Just so that we're all clear, I would ask everybody who has any type of questions about this, that's board members and audience members, to please go back to the minutes from the budget hearing. Remind everybody that this is a 6-month budget. We had to do, because the last time we did a budget hearing with the last people who are our chief of staff and our village manager, who tried to, and the then mayor tried to talk us into an 18-month budget, did nothing but screw us up. So we had to go to a 6-month budget. During that time, the director of public works came to us, as he has come to us multiple times, and stated, we cannot keep up with the work demand. Multiple residents, multiple board members have heard about the grass not getting cut in the summer, potholes not getting fixed, water main breaks going that leads into overtime, water main breaks that cause damage to residents' front yard that cannot get repaired because there's no money and there's no time. There's no personnel. All these various things, those were all discussed in the budget hearing. This board, regardless of how many meetings you attended, regardless of whether or not you read your budget or not, this board made a decision. I have not always stood behind every board that every decision that the majority of this board has made, but majority is a majority. The majority of this board made a decision. That decision was to bring personnel back. That's what happened in November. That's what's occurred now. So I would anybody who has any questions, please
Yeah, I still have, since we want to do this, I was hoping that we didn't do this out here. My question originally stated, and that's the reason why I went to executive session, is because I asked, why now? This particular budget is about to expire in May. Right now, this is in February. We have borrowed money a couple of times, this was stated back in the back room, from the water fund because we couldn't pay bills. And that was before we added on to two people with benefits and wages and overtime. All I asked is why we could not wait until we had a full year budget, which will start in May. We will be preparing that in April. We couldn't do it at that time because me, for one, we've done this before where we added prematurely and the money's not coming. We've already just stated we have 700 people that are not able to pay the water bill. Now, I don't know how that adds up to anybody else, but for me, dollars and cents, why am I going to push the envelope right now? And we just living on a shoestring budget right now. Why are we rushed to Jeopardy? Why are we adding people on right now? Because I do not want to sit here in this board meeting and talk and then say at the time that we have our next budget meeting that we cannot afford to keep the last two people that we just hired. We can't afford to keep them because there's no money, because as we stated before, people, the houses we have over 500 vacant houses, 700 people not paying their water bill. Now is not the time to add on, now is the time to maintain, do what we have, and try to make this village move forward with the services that we have right now in place, not to add on, because I don't want to add on another person as we did before, and then in a couple of months tell them, we have to let you go because of budgetary constraints. That was the reason for my question in the back. Not because I didn't read the budget, not because I didn't have the information, not because I wasn't informed. I know good and well that we need people, not in just that particular department. In all departments, we need people. But right now, we're trying to maintain. We don't need to keep borrowing money and just making it, hope that we can get the money from the state, hope that people pay their water bills, hope that we can do this and that. Right now, we're at a spot now, as was stated in the back room, that we're not borrowing. But now you're adding two people to the mix, and we're at the middle of negotiation. All I'm asking is why could we just wait until the next budget comes out, and let's look and see what it's going to be, because we still have 2 audits to be done. 2 audits to be done. Right now, we're 1.6 million in the hole with just the audit that we just got back. We don't know what the other 2 audits are going to tell us. And yes, we're paying our bills now, but we still have, if you're 1.6 million, somebody owes somewhere something. And all I was asking, can we wait until that time? Why does it have to be now? Yes, we talked about this in November and October, but it didn't happen. Regardless of why it didn't happen. Why now in February, we got 2 more months left in this budget year, or this budget, 6 months budget, are we adding on at this particular time? That was my original question. And it was not a debate, it was just a question. And I was asking the mayor at the time, why are we doing this right now? Yes, we need bodies, yes, we need people, but let's look at the overall aspect of everything. We are continuing to just make it. It's not like we have a big surplus, and the surplus that we do have, we carry on to the next month. We still have bills that we have to pay off. We're still behind in our vendor pays. We're still behind in other things that have to be paid, that we have contractual contracts out there for people that we haven't paid in the last 6 or 7 months. If you look at this particular accounts payable, you see that we're behind in months, behind. That's all I ask.
Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call roll.
Benson.
No.
Burgess.
Pass accounts payable, yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Austin. Williams.
Yes.
Hanks.
Yes. Motion carries. Item number B, motion to approve engineering agreement with Benson Engineering, reference to the water treatment plant 1 improvement. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion, is there a second?
Second.
A motion and second, question, comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call roll.
Benson.
No.
Burgess.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Austin. Williams.
Yes.
Hanks.
Yes, motion carries. Item number C, motion to authorize a village-wide leak detection survey
Which motion, I mean, the one that, the original motion?
The motion is to authorize the village-wide leak detection survey with, the ATS,
Oh, you,
associated tech.
okay, so you added on to this motion, because at first it was just, so you combine the C and D.
Yes.
I thought that it would be more clear to make a motion to make sure that the company is labeled in both motions.
So then, you, that's what I'm saying, you combine the C and D.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Huss, Williams,
Yes.
Hayes.
Yes. All right. Move to item number 8, approval of minutes. Sorry, January 22nd, 2013, board meeting. Motion to approve. Motion, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, motion is second. Question, comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call the roll.
Benson,
No.
Burgess,
Yes.
Myers,
Same.
Huss, Williams,
Yes.
Hayes.
Yes, motion carries. Move to February 5th, 2013, committee meeting. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Motion, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, motion is second. Questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call the roll.
Benson,
No.
Burgess,
Yes.
Myers,
Same.
Huss, Williams,
Yes.
Hayes.
Yes, motion carries. Move to item C, February 12th, 2013, the board meeting. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Okay, motion, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, motion is second. Questions or comments?
Mr. Mayor, the votes are yea and nay, not same. I don't know if he's saying same to my no or same to your yeas. I mean, clarification, I would kindly ask trustee Myers to say a yea or a nay.
I think his question has been abstaining. I don't think he's been hearing it correctly. He's been abstaining.
I'm sorry, trustee Myers.
Okay, first of all, I did ask the attorney before I came in tonight, because I was not at these meetings, which way does he go? To no vote, abstain, or what? He said he was not at the meeting, he's not going to vote, use abstain. So therefore, I'll use abstain.
Or just like you saying same to the sound.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Clear.
Is there any other questions or comments? Village Clerk, please call the roll.
Benson,
No.
Burgess.
Yes.
Myers,
Same.
Huss, Williams,
Yes.
Hayes.
Yes. And I heard that abstain, so. But go to February 19th, 2013, committee meeting. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
And motion, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, motion is second. Questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call the roll.
Benson,
Absolutely not.
Burgess.
Yes.
Myers,
Same.
Huss, Williams,
Yes.
Motion carries. Move to item 9. Helps to laugh every once in a while, so that's good. Approve and release executive session minutes. Start with item number A. These are to approve and to release executive session minutes. January 19th, 2010. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Motion to approve and release. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion second. Question, comments?
Question. I thought we said that the lawyer suggested that we don't release.
That's for, May 3rd.
Oh, just that one?
Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call the roll.
Benson,
Nope.
Burgess,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Huss, Williams,
Yes.
Hayes.
Yes. Motion carries. Item number B.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion that we suspend the rules to amend the agenda to make item number B read, it should be April 27th, 2010, and currently states April 24th. So I'd like to make the motion to suspend the rules, amend the agenda, and pass this as being the minutes from April 27th, 2010.
Okay, so we have a motion to approve and release the amended April 27th, 2010. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a second. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call the roll.
Benson,
Yes. You amended it to the 27th, right? You amended to read the 27th. Then you're going to vote on it for the 27th to approve.
Correct.
So the first one is amended on the 27th.
That's all.
All in one motion? No.
Yes.
Motion carries. Item C, July 13th, 2013. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
I'm sorry, 2017. For the record, it's 2017. Motion second. Is there questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call the roll.
Benson.
No.
Burgess.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Poskett. Williams.
Yes.
Hanks.
Yes, motion carries. Item number B, August 24th, 2010. Motion to approve minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Got motion second, questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call the roll.
Benson.
No.
Burgess.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Poskett. Williams.
Yes.
Hanks.
Yes, motion carries. Item E, October 12th, 2010. Need a motion to approve the release?
So moved.
Got motion second, questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call the roll.
Benson.
No.
Burgess.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Poskett. Williams.
Yes.
Hanks.
Yes, motion carries. Item F, January 4th, 2011. Need a motion to approve the release?
So moved. Second.
Got motion second, questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call the roll.
Benson.
No.
Burgess.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Poskett. Williams.
Yes.
Hanks.
Yes, motion carries. Item G, January 18th, 2011. Motion to approve the release?
So moved.
Motion is second?
Second. Should not motion be the first section, sir.
No, we're on January 18th.
Benson.
So we have motion second, questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call the roll.
Benson.
No.
Burgess.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Poskett. Williams.
Yes.
Hanks.
Yes, motion carries. Item H, January 25th, 2011, first session. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
A motion, is there a second?
Second.
A motion second, questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call the roll.
Benson.
No.
Burgess.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Poskett. Williams.
Yes.
Hanks.
Yes, motion carries. Item number 8, January 25th, 2011, second session. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Motion second, questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call the roll.
Benson.
No.
Burgess.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Poskett. Williams.
Yes.
Hanks.
Yes, motion carries. Item J, February the 8th, 2011, first session. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
A motion and second, questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call the roll.
Benson.
No.
Burgess.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Poskett. Williams.
Yes.
Hanks.
Yes, motion carries. Item K, February the 8th, 2011, second session. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
A motion and second. Questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call the roll.
Benson.
No.
Burgess.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Poskett. Williams.
Yes.
Hanks.
Yes, motion carries. Item 11, L, February the 22nd, 2011. Need a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and second on the floor. Is there any questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call the roll.
Benson.
No.
Burgess.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Poskett. Williams.
Yes.
Hanks.
Yes, motion carries. Item M, March 1st, 2011. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Is there a motion and second? Questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call the roll.
Benson.
No.
Burgess.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Poskett. Williams.
Yes.
Hanks.
Yes, motion carries. Item N, March the 8th, 2011. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and second. Is there any questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call the roll.
Benson.
No.
Burgess.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Poskett. Williams.
Yes.
Hanks.
Yes, motion carries. Item O, March 15th, 2011. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Is there any questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call the roll.
Benson.
No.
Burgess.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Poskett. Williams.
Yes.
Hanks.
Yes, motion carries. Item P, April the 12th, 2011. Is there a motion to approve the release?
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and second. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call the roll.
Benson.
No.
Burgess.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Poskett. Williams.
Yes.
Yes, motion carries. Thank you. April the 26th, 2011. Is there a motion to approve the release?
So moved.
Second.
A motion and second. Questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call the roll.
Benson. Burgess.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Poskett. Williams.
Yes.
Hanks.
Yes. Motion carries.
found out something today. I got it when I was out. There's a Habitat for Humanity that's going to have a workshop in the Chicago South suburbs. And I'm going to read this and I'm going to have this posted because it's something that I'm sure people here would like to find out about. I'm sure everyone's heard about Habitat for Humanity. And it goes as follows: invitation to home ownership. You are invited. If you want to be a homeowner by participating in this Habitat for Humanity home ownership program, please do the following. Number one, carefully read the following information. And it states, we will provide an interest-free mortgage for qualified families. We offer a hand up, not a handout. Each family partner will be expected to pay for their house. Usually mortgage payments are less than the amount that now pay for rent. All partner families must save $1,500 to cover closing costs and be willing to provide a minimum of 400 hours of sweat equity. Now, to qualify, a family must have an income level falling between the following ranges. Now, family, I'll just give an example. Family size of 3, the minimum is $19,900 and the maximum is $53,050. Family of 6, quite naturally, it's going to be a little bit more. $25,000 minimum for a family of 6. That's not much at all. And a maximum of $68,350. And then if you feel that you qualify for one of these things, they have a phone number here that you can call. You leave your name and your mailing address, and it says we will send you an invitation to our next orientation. And the bottom line is this event is by invitation only. So you have to call this particular number. I'll give this to the, I'll give 2 copies, one to the Housing Authority chairman, and the one to go to the village hall. I just want everyone to know this is something that right now they're operating out of Chicago Heights on Draw Road. But if anyone feels they're qualified for this, I'm sure everyone's familiar with Habitat for Humanity, where you give sweat equity and then they help you also when you get your house. So I just wanted everyone to kind of be familiarized with this. I would definitely, if you qualify for this, I would definitely sign up. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Trustee. No motion to adjourn? No motion. Second, all in favor? Aye. Aye.
I try so hard, but I can't gain ground to bring back a love that's crumbling down. There's so little time as I search my mind.